And welcome to another episode of Who's Hiring. Again, I'm Dr. Latoya Mills, and I'd just like to welcome you and thank you for joining me with my partner over here.
Yes, and I'm her partner in crime, Sharon Pagan, a brand new grant navigator at Galveston College.
And we have a special guest today. We'll introduce him in just a second. So we're going to follow the same format. We want you to know that this is our last episode of the summer edition of Who's Hiring. We thank everybody for joining us. We hope this has been very influential, that you really enjoyed the series and that you've taken something from it. And so we're going to keep with introducing you to 4 jobs today. We're also going to have a career tip. We're going to do that a little different, but we're going to change our agenda a little bit, and we're going to go into our career tip first, and then we're going to do our jobs today. But before we do, Ms. Pagan is going to start with an announcement, so stay tuned, and we have a lot to talk about today.
Absolutely.
And we also have giveaways today, so stay tuned to learn how you can get some giveaways.
Yes.
Pay attention.
So I'll just begin by briefly telling you so much is happening at Galveston College, and particularly in my world. On Monday, I started a new position, and while I'll continue to be in my same office at the Applied Technical Center available to you, I've moved from workforce over to continuing education, and we are bringing back a program that many students benefited from. It's a free training. It's called Quick Start Plus. Students have the opportunity to become an electrical helper or an HVAC helper. Our first group of students will begin on September 21st. We will offer this 8 different times over the next 2 years. And so if you're interested, please go to gc.edu/QuickStartPlus, and you can learn about the eligibility requirements. My contact number is there, and there's even an application that you can fill out that will come directly to me, and then I will be in touch.
And I think the best thing, it's free, right? So let's mention this is free
training.
education.
Yes.
Can we highlight a couple requirements? Well, you have to be 18.
Yes.
Do you need a
Thank
GED or high school diploma?
Well, we do want students to have a GED or a high school diploma. Dr. Mills, thank you so much for bringing that up. So students have to be 18 years old, and they have to be a United States citizen or certified to work in the United States by bringing a Social Security card or I-9 documentation. This program, we are eagerly accepting both women and men. If you are a man, one of the requirements is you must have registered for selective service. And I've got a website. If somehow that came and went and you weren't able to do that, you can do that now, but you must register for selective service as part of the requirement of the program. And because we are going to have an online component, it'll be online as well as face-to-face. Students must have a computer and internet access. And then they're responsible also to provide steel-toe boots, safety goggles, work gloves, but everything else will be provided. And I was telling Dr. Mills and Mr. Crumity what is different about this Quick Start Plus from the last program is there'll be a tremendous emphasis on students finding jobs, and that is one of my responsibilities, is to pair students with employers. And so I'm really excited about the direction that we're moving, and that my intent is for everyone to get employed.
Awesome job. So thank you for that, Ms. Pagan.
Sure.
We're going to continue. So again, we have giveaways for you. Who wants a giveaway? Take one. And in order to get one of our swag giveaways, we have what are these? Pom-poms.
Yeah.
We have flags. We have towels and T-shirts. We even have earbuds. I think I saw earbuds on the table.
And the new T-shirt with the new Whitecaps logo that we're so
nice.
Proud
Towels.
of. Yes.
If you want to get one of these giveaways for the free, for the FREE, what you have to do is listen to this next segment, and we want you to answer 3 questions. Those 3 questions are: you have to name our special guest and his position. So his name and his position, his full name and his position. 2, who can benefit from student housing? We have some gorgeous houses on campus now that we're going to be talking about. We want to know who can benefit from student housing. And 3, where will the COVID entrances be in this fall semester on the main campus and on the ATC? So you have to name the COVID entrances on the main campus, the COVID entrances on the ATC. You drop those answers in the comments, and then you can stop by the PR office once you answer those questions correctly. So we'll identify who answered those correctly. Stop by the PR office, and you can grab yourself a GC swag item. All right? So 3 questions. Who's our special guest, his position? Who can benefit from student housing? And where are the COVID entrances on the main campus and the ATC? So with that being said, we want to introduce our special guest for today. And this is our career tip as well. So our special guest for today is none other than our Associate Vice President of Student Services, Mr. Ron Crumity. Welcome, Mr. Crumity.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me,
guys. Thrilled to have you.
I'm happy to be here. This is awesome.
So, Mr. Crumity, first tell us, how long have you been at Galveston College?
Oh, wow. I've been at Galveston College now for the past 16 years.
Oh, my God.
I started as the Director of Financial Aid, and I stayed in that position for around 12 years or so. And I've been in this current position for the past 6 years or so.
Okay. Thank you for joining us at Who's Hiring. Welcome.
Yes. And we know that Mr. Crumity has so many different items on his plate, and that's why we wanted to let him participate at the beginning of our session, and then he's going to have to scoot out to help us continue to get ready for opening on August the 31st.
Yes. Fall registration is in full gear, and we're getting ready to receive you guys on campus. We'll talk about that.
Yes. So shall I begin with the first question?
Let's begin.
And many students have reached out to us and are asking us about student housing. We were just discussing, I'm sure everyone has driven by, there are 7 beautiful new student houses on 39th and Avenue R that are ready to open, and students will be making their homes there. And there are additional properties as well. So I'm going to start off by asking Mr. Crumity if he can talk with us about student housing and share details with us about if you live in one of the student housing properties, for example, do you have to take out a meal plan, or what kind of meal plan choices are available to students. So Mr. Crumity, if you'll take it from there.
Sure. So, as you guys are aware, we are opening up our brand new student housing. It's called the Cyber Residencies. And so basically, that's added an additional 80 beds. So we have a total of 103 to 106 beds available for students to actually apply for and live here on campus. Students will basically, there's an application online. They would complete the application. Some of the requirements is that they would have to have their medical insurance waivers. There's a roommate agreement that they would have to complete. Of course, their driver's license and IDs, their meningitis shots, and most of that happens when the student submits to admissions. And so all that information that goes to admissions, we do use that for this purpose as well. And we do have a new coordinator of student activities that is basically heading up this program. And his name is Mr. Jose Martinez. So if you have any questions about housing, you any type of anything that has to do with the housing or student activities, this is the person that you would need to contact. And he could be reached. His direct number is 409-944-1234.
Excellent.
944-1234.
Easy to remember.
Really easy
I
to
like
remember.
that.
Really easy to remember. And one thing that you guys would have to remember is if you're planning on staying in the housing, you have to also be a part of the bill plan as well. So all of the residencies, they have to get a meal plan. They have to, once applying, there's a $200 deposit that they have to pay, as well as a $100 non-refundable application fee. And that helps us subsidize some of the background check information that we have to do. That's a small expense that we have to pay. So those things have to be completed. All of those items have to be completed along with the those funds, and then shortly thereafter, Mr. Martinez would reach out to you and place you in one of those rooms.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the meal plan? Is there one option or more than one option, and what the cost is?
So with the meal plans, there is just one option, honestly. And so that's basically, if you go to our website,
okay,
the meal plan, it's a one option deal. I want to say it's $1,800. I don't have the paperwork in front of me here, but it's an additional $1,800 in addition to the actual bed space and the room charges itself. So that's in the charge outside of the actual bed space.
And this can all be a part of your financial aid package, correct?
Yes, if you are receiving financial aid, your financial aid can pay for these charges as well.
Okay. So in order to stay in the houses, do you have to be full-time? Can you be part-time?
You have to be 12 hours. And so that's a full-time student, so 12 or more hours, and you're eligible to stay in housing.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. Awesome.
So, Dr. Mills, I believe you had another question
I
for
do.
Mr. Crumity.
So my question is, I want to know more about any student services updates for this fall 2020. So we've been out of school since spring break.
Right.
A lot of students,
Mid-March.
some students mid-March. And so any new updates for financial aid, admissions, counseling, student activities that you would like to share with our students out here?
So since we've been away, there's been several things that we've are having to deal with as an institution. And one of the things that we want to make sure when we're bringing students back to campus is campus safety, student safety, staff safety. So to speak to that, when students are coming on campus, we are going to have 2 entrances that students are going to be able to actually come into campus. The first one is going to be at Moody Hall at the front
This
entrance.
is the main campus.
This is the main campus.
Yeah.
So the first floor at Moody Hall, you would have to basically, when you enter that front door, you would have to have a series of questions, so COVID questions, as well as have your temperature checked. Once you pass that stage, you would get a bracelet like this that you would have to wear that whole day. You cannot take your bracelet off, okay? And you would also have to have your mask. You will not be allowed to be on campus without a mask and your bracelet. That's a requirement to be on campus. The second place that you can actually enter the building on the main campus is the atrium, the east atrium, which is the entrance right next to the gym. So if you go through the back of the school, back behind Regents Hall, the atrium entrance closest to the parking lot.
The security department, I think.
Yeah,
not the gym, but the security department.
Right, but so if you go to that section, same thing. You would have to get your temperature checked, get the COVID questions, and then make sure you have your mask. You would not be allowed on campus without a mask.
And if you are answering some of these questions in the comments today, you can pick up a mask at the PR department in the presidential suite.
Absolutely.
So what about any updates to the departments? Will you be full staff? What can they expect if they are registering, if they need admissions? Will there be any changes there?
Yes. So at both of those entrances, we're going to have kiosks. And some of you guys that have been here before to the campus, we use this system called QList to basically get students to see those student services areas like financial aid, admissions, counseling and advising. And so Once you enter into the building, you'll be able to actually get into the QList system to see either one of those offices. And just like we did in the past, you would get a text that you're being ready to be seen, and you basically just go to those areas and be serviced. And so the staffing is going to be, we have our staffing into teams this year, so there won't be, everyone is not going to be on campus. Our whole purpose is to make sure that we can actually social distance properly. And so not all of our staff will be on campus, but each one of those areas will be staffed with our individuals, our people in those offices. So be patient.
Yes.
You know, as we are going through this process,
Yes.
We want to make sure that you're safe. We want to make sure that our employees are safe. And so this is just one of the precautions that we have to take when we're opening it up.
Okay. So we're hoping to expect August 31st at this time. We know things are changing daily, but August 31st is the first day of school. We're excited about that, to have all our students back on campus. And we thank you, Mr. Crumity.
I do want to mention that registration is open right now. If you guys would like to see any of those offices, the financial aid office, admissions, counseling, those offices are open now. If you go to our website at www.gc.edu, we have a list of those offices and how you guys can contact them. They are checking their emails daily. They are checking their telephone calls daily. Make sure that you reach out to them, get registered, and hopefully we'll see you guys here in the fall semester.
Do you have any more?
I just have one more question for Mr. Cremini, because we mentioned that we also were going to talk a little bit about the entrance at the Applied Technical Center at 7626 Broadway.
Yes.
And so do you want to take that, Mr. Cremini, or do you want me to mention
Yeah.
that? So the third question, one of the parts of one of our important questions today is if you come to the Applied Technology Center at 7626 Broadway, you've got to go into Building 3 for the temperature check as well as the screening. They'll ask you how you're feeling today, if you've been traveling, if you've been in contact with anyone that's been diagnosed with COVID. And so if you come to our campus at 7626 Broadway, where my office is in Building 3, you'll walk into the classroom and we've got a wonderful CNA there that's taking temperatures and just asking you a few screening questions.
And even at the ATC campus, don't forget you have to have your mask. You have to wear your band all day. Don't take it off, or you'll have to go through the screening process. And the same social distancing rules apply at the ATC campus as well as the main campus.
Absolutely.
Any other fall tips you have for us?
Yes, this is a major one. One of the things that we're trying to do is to make sure that you guys have a successful semester.
Yes.
And so as a requirement, or we're really strongly encouraging that all of you guys who are planning on coming to campus or attending classes this semester, that you have to have laptops.
Mm-hmm.
If you do not have a laptop, we have a solution.
Yay! That's good.
The financial aid office, and you'll hear more about this probably before the day is out. We'll probably push this information out online. But the financial aid office will be sending out applications for laptop loaners. And so you would basically complete the application if you are receiving financial aid, and you can actually purchase a laptop through using your financial aid. Those students will probably not be able to be a part of this program, but everyone else will be able to get a loaner. And that's based upon supply. So first come, first serve. We have only around about 100, a little over 100 laptops that we can loan out. So if you know that you're going to need this, be on the lookout for the applications. We should be releasing those before this week is out.
And that goes to the financial aid department.
And that goes through the financial aid office, yes.
And you know, one other thing I wanted to ask you about, Mr. Crumity, I know in the spring, Galveston College for the first time was able to kind of unveil a student emergency fund.
Yes.
And so I wanted to ask you a bit about that, if students can still apply for emergency funding if necessary, and if you could talk with us a little bit about where they could get those applications and what amount students qualify for once a semester.
That's a good question.
So those emergency funds are called CARES funds. We have actually two pots of emergency funding. One from the federal government called CARES funds, and we roughly have a little over $153,000 that we could use, that students could use for this upcoming fall semester. Those applications are going to be available to students on August 24th. We also have an institutional emergency fund, and before I get to that, the CARES funds range from anywhere, and it's basically based upon the student's need. So if a student comes in and says, hey, I have this particular emergency, here's my documentation for this emergency, and it's $400, $500. Students are able to get that. It goes all the way up to $1,200, but you have to have documentation that you need those funds, okay? The emergency fund for the institutional emergency fund, same difference. You have to document the emergency. And that one, the maximum that students are able to get is $500.
So that could be an electric bill, needing some assistance with paying an electricity bill.
With rent, car repairs,
okay,
those types of things. Yes.
And so basically, if you're a student and you're in need, make sure you're letting someone on campus know in student services, and there may possibly be a solution to your need. We have so many different avenues right now, whether it's laptops, emergency funds, and I think the last thing is, are we bringing our farmers market back? Are we bringing that back?
Yes, we are actually speaking with the Houston Food Bank, and we proposed some dates. Hopefully we'll get those dates finalized this week.
yes,
And those would happen in the fall semester every other week, so twice a month. We'll have food distributions, and we're proposing to have those at the ATC this year. Primarily because of the spacing here. It's more conducive to the drive-by food distribution that we practiced in the spring semester.
So we're excited to have you all back on campus. We know we switched up the career tip for today, but for our final summer edition episode, we just really wanted our students to know that we are planning on campus for the fall semester. Any resources that you may need, we have more than enough for you. You just have to let us know. Stop by your advisor, Ms. Pagan, myself, counseling, advising, admissions, financial aid. Don't try to do this alone. And we're so excited to have you back for the fall 2020 semester. Don't forget, registration is happening now.
and may I just say one more thing, and I know for our students at the Applied Technology Center, there are scholarship applications or scholarships available. The Galveston wonderful Kempner Foundation provides scholarships for our students at the Applied Technical Center. So those scholarship applications are available from our administrative assistant, Valerie Wilmoth, in Building 3. So that's another opportunity for financial support.
Yes.
And August 31st, we're up and running. So even our student support services, we know BBS will be up and running. The tutoring center will be back face to face. We're excited about that. Every center will have their precautions on how you enter their center. So just be patient with everybody. But all of our student supports, our student activities will be up and running. And we're just so happy to be trying to get back to normal. And so we hope these numbers go down, these COVID numbers, so wear your mask. And the quicker you do that, the quicker we can get back to normal. Thank you, Mr. Crumity, for joining us today.
Thank you so much. We're so grateful that you made time to talk with the students today.
And so we're going to let you go. We know your time is valuable. Let's see how we transition real quick. We'll get up this way.
Thank you, Mr. Crumity.
Thank you guys.
Have
This
a
is
good,
awesome. This is
enjoy
fun.
your Whitecaps Wednesday.
Alrighty. Usually we have our little tree over here.
Yes, but we had Mr. Crumity instead,
Yes.
which is much more valuable. So excited that we had an excellent guest.
All right, and I
today.
think this is 6 feet apart, so I'm going to take a breath for a second.
Okay.
Are we
Okay.
6 feet apart?
Yes,
Are you
I
safe?
think so. I feel
Okay,
safe.
you safe. All right, all right. Okay, so now we're going to move into our jobs. That was awesome. That was awesome. Great switch for our career tip.
Yeah,
Let me
and
log in and catch my jobs.
exciting that there's such a substantial support system
Yes.
intact to help students.
So
with-
whether it be food,
exactly
computers,
Loan
finances, scholarships, we got everything you need to be successful. We got it all.
Exactly. So we're as proud as ever to open our doors.
August 31st. School starts August 31st. Don't forget, if you remember the answers to our 3 questions, put them in the comments, and you could be chosen to get some of our swag over here: shirts, towels, earbuds, pom-poms, masks. 3 questions: who's our special guest, and what was his position? Who can benefit from student housing, and where are the COVID entrances on the main campus as well as the ATC? So put those down in the comments somewhere. They'll be down there.
Yes.
Right? They'll be down there somewhere.
And they can pick up their gifts from Public Relations, which is in Moody Hall.
The presidential suite,
Yes.
2nd floor.
Yes. Perfect.
Okay, so let's move into our jobs because we know that's what you're really here for, right? Also, let us know if you've gotten a job, if you applied to jobs. We want to hear from you too, and what you thought about this summer series. So first job, am I going first today? Am I first? I think I'm first today.
Yes. Whatever.
All right,
you
let me
wish.
switch over.
Okay.
First job I have for you. So I'm going to focus on education. So for me, I like to bring you a streamlined group for my educators out there. I have a couple jobs. Are people interested in education? The last one is just for anyone who would like, or the first one is for anyone who would like a part-time job. Let's see. I gotta catch myself.
I think you were going to talk about positions available at Galveston College.
Yes, that's
which we've never done.
We've never done
And
that.
Dr. Mills walked in today and said, "I have a fresh idea."
Yes, we've never talked about jobs at Galveston College. So this first job is for our students who have recently graduated, or you may be joining us on our live and you want to know what's out there, what job is out there. For this position, you cannot be a student at Galveston College, but you can be a recent graduate or an alumni of Galveston College. And we are hiring in the testing center. Yay!
Wow.
So the testing center is hiring part-time test proctors, and basically this is the person who mans our testing center. They log students in and out of the testing center. They get students set up to take their test, whether it be the TEAS test, whether it be a classroom test, whether it be the TSI, SAT, whatever we're offering in the testing center in regards to test. The testing proctor is that assistant in that testing laboratory. This is a part-time position, and it pays anywhere from $10 to $10.75 an hour, and you will be working approximately 20 hours a week. 20 hours a week. So for this position, they are looking for someone with a high school diploma or equivalent. If you have an associate's degree or higher, that works, but you only have to have a high school diploma for this position. Customer service skills, so we're looking for someone who can communicate, someone who can keep organization. Also, this is the testing center, and we want someone who can be discreet. You know, we can't be sending everybody's information everywhere, so you can be discreet with student scores. You can be sincere. It says excellent written and communication skills, ability to work with minimal supervision that requires somebody who has integrity, and you know how to handle an office on your own. You may be there manning the center. It could be morning, it could be evening. The hours of the testing center are anywhere, it's 8 a.m. and I believe to 9 p.m. So 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. So there may be times where you are the sole person there running the testing center. So this is a great position, part-time position. Again, it's $10 to $10.75 per hour, and it's about 20 hours a week. How do you access this position, you ask? Dr. Mills, how do I get that job?
Right.
gc.edu and hit the link that says work at GC. So again, that's gc.edu. Go to the link that says work at GC and view our open positions, and there will be a part-time test proctor position there. You just click on that and you can apply straight from there. Again, that's gc.edu, work at GCD, work at GC,
Yes.
open positions, and hit the link to apply. Tons of information.
Great opportunity to become part of the Galveston College
Yes.
team.
Always a great place
Yes.
to start, at Galveston College. Great and comfortable community to work for. A lot of us have been here for a long time. We tend to stay.
Yes.
So what do you have for us today, Ms. Payton?
So I am very excited about this position, Dr. Mills, for our students. This is a position at Casa Del Mar, the beachfront suites, which are condominiums. Some people own the condominiums, and some of the condominiums are for rental. At 6102 Seawall Boulevard, there's a position for an assistant maintenance manager, and this is ideal for our students that are working on their HVAC certification or an associate's degree in education. Some of the responsibilities will include maintaining ice machines and refrigeration equipment, as well as air conditioning and much more that I'll talk about. The salary is a very respectable $18 an hour with a benefits package that includes 401k matching funds, dental, health, and vision insurance, as well as paid time off. And I was reviewing the job duties, and it's a job with a lot of responsibility. So you will be maintaining the master key system, performing inspections on the condominiums and the rental properties, monthly inspections of smoke alarms, of fire replacement equipment, and then certainly the opportunity to work on their machinery, maintaining and repairing their laundry machines, and as I mentioned, ice machines, televisions, elevators, refrigeration and air conditioning equipment. Also doing some pest control coordination and conducting safety meetings and training when requested, and also being prepared to assist the maintenance manager with the training of new employees. So an excellent professional position available, and I would stop by Casa Del Mar at 6102 Seawall Boulevard and ask for an application, or if you can go through the process online.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So my second job today, again, keeping the educators, future educators in mind, this is with GISD. You can go to gisd.org, hit the link that says employment, and then go to view current job openings, and there you will find a bilingual instructional aide. So they're looking for a bilingual instructional aide. They're making anywhere from $15,000 to $19,000 annually. And so this is who they're looking for. This job was posted June 11th. June 11th, a high school diploma or GED. Some college hours are preferred. The ability to work with children, ability to communicate effectively. I think we've seen this with every job that we've mentioned on the Who's Hiring series.
The communication skills are just essential.
It is.
Yeah.
Ability to communicate effectively, must be willing to meet the requirements for highly qualified bilingual in Spanish. So some experience working with children, they're wanting that. And so these are some of the duties that you will be completing. You'll be assisting the teacher in preparing instructional materials, assisting with administration and scoring of objective testing instruments, maintaining a neat and healthy classroom and space, working with small groups using bilingual and ESL strategies, communicating with parents and providing orientation and assistance to the substitute teacher. So if you're someone who you're thinking about going into education, or you are actively pursuing your degree in education, this would be a great way for you to kind of get some skills and get some experience beforehand, to test out, if this is something that you really want to do. Again, this is at GISD. There are benefits associated to this. The equipment that you would need to know how to use is a copier, personal computer, and audio-visual equipment. So again, this is a bilingual instructional aid. They're making anywhere between $15,000 and $19,000 a year. In order to access this position, you're going to go to gisd.org. Hit the link that says employment. It's going to be right on top of the gisd.org page. Click view job openings and then view open positions. And as you scroll down, you'll find that link for the bilingual instructional aid attached. And so you are assisting teachers, basically, in a bilingual environment. So that could be fun. A fun job to have.
And such a critical skill in our community. That's something that I need to work toward, is becoming much stronger in my Spanish. So
I try to stay on top of my Duolingo, but do you know Duolingo? It's an app, the app that teaches you Spanish.
I did not know that, Dr. Mills. You taught me something new
It's an app that teaches you Spanish, but and they remind you it's time for your Spanish lesson, and I always skip this. I got other things to do.
Oh, I love it.
But I gotta do my Duolingo. I gotta get back on it.
Okay, that's a great goal for all of us as we're entering our new semester. Thank you for teaching me about that.
Okay. Pay me, Duolingo.
So the final job that we want to talk about today is that we're going to visit about is an opportunity at the University of Texas Medical Branch in Galveston, a patient service specialist 1, requisite ID 71310. So this could be someone that's already that's just earned a degree, a business degree, or kind of working in wanting to provide excellent customer service. The education is high school or a high school and an equivalent of 2 years of customer service and or clerical experience. The salary range, $32,000 to $48,000 a year based on your experience. And the primary responsibilities will be patient scheduling, verifying patient insurance coverage, and assisting patients in general. The whole point of this position is to help people have positive experiences when they are at the University of Texas Medical Branch. They will be coordinating clerical and medical activities, be part of a healthcare team. And as I mentioned, patient registration will be a big component of it. And just welcoming new patients as well as returning patients. So particularly for our students that are working on a degree in medical administration or a certificate in medical administration, it's a wonderful opportunity for a student that has that knowledge base about insurance.
Mm-hmm. That's an awesome salary range as well. That's a great starting salary for admin students. Our business students as well. So you're in business and you have that accounting experience or that customer service experience. That'd be great for business students as well.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So please, students, as Dr. Mills mentioned, let us know if any of these positions today work out for you, if you apply for them and you're selected for the job. And certainly the positions that we've mentioned in the previous weeks, it would be so valuable for us to know if anyone has pursued the positions we've discussed and have applied and been accepted for a job. So please give us that feedback.
Yes. Well, that was a great final episode. Don't forget the 3 questions that we want you to answer so you can pick up you some GC swag. name the position and the name of our special guest and his position, who can benefit from student housing, and where are the COVID entrances on the main campus as well as the ATC. I've thoroughly enjoyed working with you, Ms. Sharon Pagan.
I have loved being partners with you.
This has been awesome.
It has been.
We are discussing ways to continue this series, this show. We've had a great participation throughout the summer. I think we've reached like over 1,000 views on our videos, and so we're going to figure out how we keep this going for fall, spring, and keeping this in the GC family. So
absolutely.
Thank you to all of you who support out there, and we are ready to see all of you in the fall.
Absolutely. Come see Dr. Mills and I. I'm at the 7626 Broadway campus in Building 3, and of course Dr. Mills is operating
in the Student Success Center. That's the real name. The Career Readiness Student Success Center, right by the Culinary Kitchen. Again, we're opening. Our first day back open will be August 31st. So when you're back on campus, your tutors are back face-to-face on campus. We can only service about 12 students now in the Student Success Center at one time. So we usually have an open door policy, but due to social distancing, COVID-19, you will see some changes in the Student Success Center. 12 students, 3 tutors. We have shields. There's only 8 computer stations. You will have to sanitize when you walk in. So there will be some changes. Be patient with us. 1 hour tutoring sessions at a time. They are face-to-face, but there'll only be 1 hour tutoring sessions at a time. If there's no one else in line, you can sign up for another hour. So if there's no line, you can have another hour. If not, we have to place you back in the queue.
And will there be a schedule, as there has been in the past, where students will know which tutors will be there which day?
We will have a schedule, so you will know who's there, who's tutoring. We're losing some of our veteran tutors, so be patient with us as we rehire some tutors. But there will be a schedule out there. So we will start with English tutors, math tutors. We have a science tutor. Savannah's been great this summer too. We have a government and history tutor that will be on staff, but they'll be staggering because we can't have everyone in the center at one time. And then everybody will be behind their own personal shields. So we're doing our best to keep everything sanitized and safe and following the rules so we can continue with this face-to-face tutoring, because we know our students prefer face-to-face tutoring versus virtual net tutor. We see better numbers when we can tutor face-to-face.
So thank you, Dr. Mills. We've had a wonderful time.
Thank you to our PR team too.
Yes,
Trish and Sandy behind the cameras. Thank you guys for being with us this summer and showing up early in the morning to get this done. So thank you to the PR department at Galveston College for helping us out with Who's Hiring Summer Series. Have a good day, guys.